I said, anybody wants to see how that is, I've done that in other videos. Another street scene. So, and the reason being, man, paint, I ran low. So we can't kind of like shank this so people can kind of see it, man. Doggies. Anybody who does watch. So if anybody does tune in, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, it's a privilege and a pleasure to have you guys aboard watching this fine entertainment tonight. Yeah, like I was saying about the colors. The problem is, well, it's not really a problem. It's just I can't be buying all those paints anymore. So I'm just using up the last little bits. Let's fix this. So yeah, using up the last little paints I got here. And what do we got on the back? That's where we want it. What else? Do we want any red in this? Maybe just a see what it looks like. Yeah, we'll probably take some of that actually. Sold. Man. All right, we got that. Let's get the brush out, start going on this. So here we go with it's that bright sunny day. Why not? And a little bit of white here. Oh, for that. Let's get brushing. Ooh, you know what? Yeah, man, I like that. And we need we got some on. All right. So, nope, we need a. Forgive me, the phone call keeps coming through, and I thought I had it on do. Huh. All right, a little bit of green here on the awnings because I think it's just going to make it look good, in my opinion. We'll see. And man, like I said, green's the very much so. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what we needed. They're gonna be a little darker and a little bit darker under that. Well, we are getting her moving. Try to move it down so people can. Brush. What are we working on? We got a number 4 here, I believe. So number 4 brush. I'm going to start up top here with the sun and get that. And we are going to start go. And I guess what? Started painting about the age of 20. Oh, I really can't wait to crank out some old paintings and just kind of reveal them, show them so people can be like, oh dang. So here we are, painting this nice sunshine. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of yellow, oh shoot, a little bit more, and just kind of outline the sun. There we go, make it look like shoot. And we're going to keep going around. I love these little town scenes because they just, people too. I want to add people into this one. Walking, because you had some people in there, it just adds a whole another effect. And obviously nothing too detailed. Anybody who's seen my work knows me. I mean, again, detail isn't the, forgive me. But yeah, I've learned to really appreciate the paintings. I mean, again, for me personally, I'm not an abstract where you don't know what it is type of person where you're like, dang man, what do I be looking at? I like something where I'm like, man, I can see it, but it might not look perfect. It's just very abstract. So there we are going in the circle here. Just and then once we get this going, we'll try to pop it off a little. All right. And as you normally I do a lot more detail. Paintings take me longer because I like to add a lot more to it. But on these little things, I just try to be quick so people, first off, just to kind of see what it's like. Um, like, oh dang, that's his atmosphere, how he paints, what he does. Also fun for me as I, reiterate to have records and just like when I painted, okay, that's dang. So kind of fun to do that. There we are. We got that decision here on the bottom building. Oh man. Well, first off, we're gonna take this sun and really give it a little. Oh man, a little flare here. So it's really, really a little bit more right here. Just boom, popping out. Goes as far as there. Coming out of that building a little more. Right. So this is I don't know how you guys can see it very well. Anybody who is, well, I mean, we're one thing, man. I need another. I need to darken up that sun's. All right. We go to our palette, our fine color selection, which is very limited. As I've been saying, my color selection is limited. So, you know, if you don't have the supplies, it's just hard to do it. So, one of those things, as I'll say again, I mean, I got one more painting I'll probably do, and then it's going to just be a break until I can sell some more paintings, get things stacked up. And go at it. But these people, the people in here, it's going to be nice once these people, you get a lot of movement. Like, dang man, something's going on. Just using some Prussian blue here. I really like um, Prussian blue as far as sometimes just shading stuff, getting a little color in there, like right here, boom, 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 because we're going to have shadows bouncing down on that. Still undecided over there in that building, man. Ah, shoot. There's options. White, light blue, you know. I think I like blue. I think hold on. Man, forgive me. Doggies. All right. Roof. We got a roof way over here. It's gonna be what is it? Yellow ochre. I really like how that color kind of plays off with things. We got green awnings here. Ah, man, I'm thinking blue. Light blue for that over there with like bunch of yellow coming down, so we'll grab some yellow here. Just start in on this building. Yeah, bring that down there. We're gonna need some more yellow. We're gonna go like right there. We do have a few lights. I mean, they're not gonna be shining bright because it's a sunny day. Shoot, but you're gonna have them there because they're there. So, boom, boom, 3, man. All right, now we need some darker colors. All right, we got gray. Man, I'm sorry to reminisce, but it was a lot of fun. Just have paint, and just be able to paint. It was like what I always wanted to do in art, where I just had, you know, the money, the room. I could really experiment the sizes with canvas, and I was able to do that. And that was a lot of fun. God willing, maybe I'll be able to do it again down the road sometime. I never know. It's, at least I've got the inventory. I got a lot of them. I've sold a lot of them. Obviously, with having a job, I'm not desperate for but as far as art money, man, because I'll always say, art money I only use for art. If I don't have any art money, well, I can't do art. So it's the way it goes, but it's unfortunate, man, but oh well. All right, we got blue there. I think that was phthalo blue. We need Prussian blue. And a little bit of black right now. Oh, ivory black. Let's see how this one looks. That'll work. That'll work. We got our white over there, our yellow there. Let's get into it. I'm really liking this green here. This green awning or overhangs on the windows. All right, we got the building there. We got a building way over here. We'll figure it out, man. All right. So we're going to start with this side of the building. We're just going to quickly flip it around. That's what we're working with right now. All right. And again, this is another one of those times, man. I guess the first couple times, the first 2 times, maybe it was a fluke. But again, I did a way better job of promoting it. The first 2 times, the last time was just, I don't even think I said I was going to, it was just like, boom. Obviously, nobody watched, which was fine because I really got to just, I don't know, it was fun. I mean, this one, I think there's some people watching. I was geared up, signed up, or ready to go in case people posted things. Maybe I don't do it right. I don't know. All right. Windows on this one are going to be darker. And there's going to be one with like a light. But the best thing I always say about like painting for me is, and I know some people like those really fine, detail oriented paintings or things that look real, which is great because those are impressive. I like what I like. It's been my style, just like I always say, music. I like things just a little bit more. What's the word, man? I'm looking for. Maybe somebody can put their finger on that word, but I can't. A little bit more. Either way, human touch, air. All right. Um, we're not gonna like sometimes when I have time. Like sometimes I'm painting. What I like doing is I'll go in and add brick, on these. But obviously, probably for time concerns, I'm not going to do it because I got a late start on this first off. Late start. I wasn't planning on doing it. That's where I was like, man, I got done with that song, transferred, and I was like, oh man, I feel like doing a painting. I was like, man, I should just do one live just because I've only got a few more paintings that I'm going to be able to do. And I was like, shoot, you never know when your last painting is going to be your last painting. And it's nice to be like, man, at least hey, got video of it. All right, that was it. Boom. All right, we got that there. Come down here real quick. Well, anybody got any plans for the weekend? Me, I do have tomorrow off, so man, I'm excited about sleeping in a little bit. Nothing too late. What else? I don't know. I might, who knows? Because sometimes you end up going into work. You just never know. I don't think tomorrow will have to, but again, you never know. And song, man, I really want to do another song. I don't know if it's going to be a new one or one of the old one because obviously starting Monday, I'll just kind of shut that stuff down because man, it's got to. All right, this building's looking really good here. Then put a little line here, crooked old line right there. We're gonna have to darken that up, so we're gonna put a little bit darker in there. I think we got a hair in there, man. We got a hair in there, but we'll let it ride. Ooh, then we take this. We're gonna outline this in blue, right there, man. Oh yeah, there are just a few. And these green awnings again. These are. Oh. Basketball, man. I'll reminisce here. When I was younger, I lived in Sioux Falls, man, playing basketball at the park, 6th Street, which is Heritage Park. They ended up kind of, obviously it's not what it used to be there, but man, summer days, those nice days, just going there, couldn't wait to hoop. Me and my friends, and it was one of those things that I'll always cherish because we'd have a lot of people and there was a lot of good hoopers and nobody wanted to lose because man, you lose, you got to sit out and nobody wants to sit out and be like, man, how many games I got to wait for? So, it would get serious and obviously I would always try to like win the 21 game. We'd play 21 right away because then you got to be a captain. I always wanted to be a captain because then I could kind of pick the squad, pick certain players. Um, and it was just fun because a lot of times, I like the seasoned vets, the ones who've been there for a while, like, oh, we're gonna run through you guys. You guys hold no chance. And after a little bit, coming down, throwing alley oops, boom, shooting, like, and then that's when they start arguing. Foul, no, I wasn't. And I'd always try to, like people on IT usually wouldn't argue, but I would always get like my guy Dre because he knew what to do. Didn't shoot much, would just talk. But he knew the game. He was a smart player. And like if the game was tied, man, game point, they leave him, come double, throw it to him, game winner. They're all like, dude, they hit a shot all game. He gonna hit the game winner, but yeah, like I said, so they used to just man, just go in there and hooping and because you just see a lot of good plays, man. You would see a lot of good plays. So that was always I was probably more one of those that just liked to play for the fun of it. I mean, the seriousness was fun too. It just depended on your circumstances. Just, yeah, but that was, and the old Sioux Falls YMCA. Man, that was another one. That was just, yeah. So, all right, here we are. I'll try to turn this around here. This is looking good. We've got doggies. We need to get some in there to finish off this building. We got this over here looking good. Figure out, we just need some white on it. It's going to be hopefully kind of a lighter painting. That's where that window is. Give it some good colors. Um, kind of outline those windows there just so we kind of know, boom, looks like there's something going on with those. I like it, and we're going to actually try to just incorporate some quick lines here just to kind of incorporate, first off, visually, it'll just kind of suck us all up in there. Second off, it does kind of give it that little effect of like, okay, man, they got some bricks or something going on in those buildings, which I do like. Man, I like those old buildings, you know. I mean, they were something else, man. Those old buildings, those old houses. All right, we need to do the top of this, which whatever that is. So that's going to go like that. And we got this building here, which I don't know. Let's do yellow. Yellow. All right, we got yellow here. We're going to come down. This building's really got the lean on it. We're going to grab a little bit of white. And give that there. A little bit of blue here to darken that up, just to add a little shadow in that area for that one. And bring it around here. Also, man, anybody who does watch this, if they rewatch it, if they're watching it, all the people who have subscribed or watched or even paid attention, really appreciate it, man. That I mean, really means a lot to me. It is fun to do. I mean, anybody on here, everybody knows. I mean, it is fun to do. The thing I also like, man, you never know who you're going to reach. You never know who will view. Um, it's just because it goes out to so many people. And obviously, the flip side is you are setting yourself up for a lot of what's the word, ridicule, and really putting yourself out there where people can be like, haha, dang, dude, you got an ant. Doggies, man. Second one I've seen, man. Two ants. Well, we'll be on guard. We'll be on watch. We'll be ready. Always prepared. All right, little window right there. Little window right there. That's the high rise down there. Maybe that's the old hotel that nobody stays in anymore. Darken that up there. Give that effect. I'm gonna quickly flip it around just so you guys kind of see where we're at, man. Groovy, yeah. All right. Um, Man, making your own canvases too. That's oh shoot. But hey, all right. That building there, I don't know why. I would really like to do like light blue. I've got a little bit left. I think enough to make it work. Yeah, man, look at that. So that's gonna kind of, ooh, and then we do some way down there too with it. It's just, I'm hoping, can't guarantee, hoping it'll really lead the eye to these two places, which just kind of bounces off the painting. We're going to be like, phew. All right. So we got some light blue. Man, I love this color, this light blue. It's just, oh, it's pretty. And as I always say, some of these streaks you get with those, what are the guy Bob Ross, happy accidents, I suppose, where it's like, oh shoot, didn't try it, but it just happened. And we're going to darken it as it kind of goes, just to make it look like what's going on with that. So we got that in there, that building. Ooh, we got to finish off this one over here. That brings us over to that spot, which looks good. Little blue, I think if we just plug it in there. Yeah. Oh, shoot. It's just amazing how just some of those little splotches can really, really play it off. All right, a little bit of darker right here. All right, and a little bit lighter. And I need that. I've got to make it a little bit sharper up there. Like a point. That'll work. And now I just need to highlight that. All right. That'll work like that. That's set. That's set. We're onto the street, man. We're onto the street. People in the streets. We're going to have people in the streets. So, where's our friend Prussian Blue? Actually, going to maybe add a little bit of blue, just light blue, that I don't have much of. Right there. Yeah. All right. Now on to Prussian Blue. Prussian Blue. Where are you? Found you. Prussian Blue. We're going to kind of hide you up in there. And then, where's the curb? I think that's the curb. We're going to outline the curb here. So that way we kind of know what the business is, deal with that. All right. I mean, again, for a quick little like painting, it's nice. All right, man. Gray. That's what I have. Black. Payne's gray, I think. So, all right, now we need some white. We're going to do some white. I mean, this is about it. What do we have for time? Doggies, man. 35 minutes. I always say 30, but, with the talking, having to read, oh, man, that's dope. Hey, I like that. Yeah. So, and I see Jesse. I don't know if you ever watched the other one, but I said on the other one, the last one, which nobody watched. So I was like, man, Jesse Breams gave me this idea because he was like, hey, man, you ever thought about it? And I was like, no, I never even gave it any thought. Honestly, I never even, and I was like, oh, man, that'd be fun. It's just some kind of entertaining. It's fun. I mean, if people watch it, they don't. I'm like, you still have your record. You still get to do it. And it's like, cool, I got a record of how I paint. So I do have to say, I appreciate that he just would encourage me. I was like, dude, because I don't know a lot about this stuff. I mean, I was been on YouTube for how long, and I didn't know it until recently. And you could do all this stuff, and I'm like, man. But then again, it's probably for the better because I'm just recently. I mean, I got a new old phone. I say new old phone because it's an old phone, but it's new to me. But before that, man, I had the cheapest, literally the cheapest phone. I mean, it was the cheapest phone you could get. And that's before I was doing this stuff. And I was like, man, who cares? It's it's. I don't need a phone, man. I just needed to talk on. And then I started doing all the other stuff, and the thing took the worst pictures, worst video. It was just, but I mean, it did the job, and the wife was like, "Hey, I got a new phone. You want my old one? Here you go." And I was like, "What? Awesome!" And I'm telling you though, that bad one, I would try to drop it, do anything. There was, I mean, it was unbreakable. And if you have like a good one, as soon as it's like, come on, man, you know. But that's one thing I found out because that thing, like, I was like, man, this thing's just. But again, I had it for a couple of years, and probably like, yeah, a year, a couple of years, and I mean, hey, it lasted, but I didn't think that one through at the time. I was just like, I'll just get a phone, man. What does it matter? All I ever do is go on to YouTube, listen to music, talk to my folks, um, be in contact with the wife, kids, something like that. And like otherwise, I don't really be on the phone doing anything. I do, like reading on there sometimes. If you're, looking something up, it's a good tool for that. If you're sitting there reading the Bible and you're like, oh man, I want to get, I got a question. You try to research some stuff, look some stuff up, do some work. So that's a good tool for that. But as we all know, I mean, YouTube is the only thing I'm on, and I just think YouTube does a good job personally. I mean, they've got such a good. I mean, you can find something on anything you want, which is nice. All right, this street's looking good. We're gonna bring that in, and then we'll be able to say our farewells, our goodbyes. Um, you know, talk about what a fun experience this has been for everybody, and how we need some more light. There we go. And how it'll just be tough not to watch these videos for a while. But if you ever do have time, man, that song "No Time," I personally thought it was very good. But again, I suppose my likings are a little off sometimes, not completely, but sometimes. I mean, and I'll reiterate, man, I know somewhere. I know there are people who like it, but I know there's a crowd, like a larger crowd out there. It's just trying to pinpoint them, man. Pinpoint those people who would appreciate it and be like, oh man, I can, like, okay, they're somewhere, someday, you someday. I mean, I always say like that 3 to 7%. I just need to find more of that 3 to 7%, so I can be like, hey, because the whole thing I came on YouTube for was, like, as I always say, was like, man, I can put my music on there because nobody's walking around with CD players anymore, and it's just kind of tough to because nothing's CD related. So it's like, man, it's all like this. So I was like, well, I'll just listen to my music on YouTube versus the old CD player. Man. All right, that building looks good here. We got an outline there. We're gonna have to get the smaller brush out real quick. Just trying to put a few windows in there. I know people got to get going. People have things to do. What is it? Friday night. Yeah, people are like, man, it's Friday night. We're gonna need some yellow because I'm gonna put the street in here. The crosswalk. And then we're going to kind of highlight here with some yellow because we do have a, there we go. It just kind of helps us know what's going on here, where things are in life, where the curve is. Helps us distort that. So, and then this one, we're going to kind of, bam. Oh, shoot, man. The yellow's really doing it. So we just gently lay it across there. Kind of try to make it look, like, again, like there's a crosswalk or just some sort of care in this town, that they're not just letting their kids walk across the street with nobody really fending or trying to watch over them so they don't get hit by no car. Oh yeah, now we just need one more. And this one's going to be kind of more tough to see because obviously at this angle, oh man, when you guys see this, you'll like this, man. I'll be like, wow, he wasn't lying. I'm trying to get a little bit more yellow. We're going to go boom, kind of that center line too. There we go. We got that down there, that down there, that down there. We just do a circle for that, and we got to bring nice. Yeah. That one, this one. Oh yeah, right there. We got to put a little circle around this street light. Man, and one more. Where is this one? This one's over here. All right. I suppose the only thing I'd like to do, that's the thing, man. Normally, like, I like to do a lot more adding, really doing it. Obviously, for time's sake, I can't sit on here and be doing it all evening because, first off, it is getting late. Second off, I know that the longer things are, the less likely people are to watch them. I mean, I get that. It's a lot of things are time related. Like, man, I really got to invest in time versus like, oh shoot, man, I can check this out, and it's only going to take me a couple minutes. That's one thing I do like about those shorts because you can just get down to the nitty gritty, let people know what's going on, and it's like, okay, I've said it time and time again. It would be fun, down the road, if anything ever did, to just get like better video quality, do more things. The other thing, I'll probably post a video one of these days just asking, and it's, no big deal, but like, does anybody actually know what like a gut buster is? I'm really curious about that because I'm hoping people are like, nah. Because if people are like, yeah, yeah, then it's like, ah, dang. Because at least around here, or at least in Marshall or in other places I've been, they were like, besides growing up in Sioux Falls, but otherwise, they were like, man, never heard of it, never heard of it, never heard of it, never heard of it, never seen it. Like, what? So that'll be exciting, and the pool is open. So man, one of these days when it's not busy, I'll have to mosey down there and be like, yeah, here we go. All right, I'm debating on these windows, just trying to get like a little, shoot, like a little, there we go. Just kind of like a little glow and some of those like that. We got this red. I'm going to quickly just outline that. It's kind of like a reddish orange right there. Same with this because it just flows nice. And those colors go nice together. Man, right here, if we can get some of this in there. Some of these I like to do these little splots because to me, it just kind of feeds the eye along. Like when I look at it, then sometimes like, man, and you see a lot of stuff, which is fun. And that to me, it creates like movement. It gets the painting almost in a movement, and just that's where I think a lot of people do say, they're like, man, it's like these paintings are like moving. And I agree, they can. Oh, and of course, with like how much texture they have. That's the other thing is, as you walk in different shadows, in different lighting in your house at different angles, you kind of get different perspectives where it's like, oh, dang, I didn't see that before. I didn't notice that. So then we got that there, a little bit there, and that one. That's like that. All right, we got to get the people in, and then we're going to sign it, put in a few birds, and be on our way. We'll be on our way. And oh boy, black man, I like this one. We're going to quickly go with this guy. I did see one that said, I wish I could paint like that. I always say anybody can. I really believe that because it's just going in and trying it and just being like, man, let me see what I can come up with. That's why I can't wait. I really can't wait when I go to my folks' in Sioux Falls to break out some of those old. I'm talking about like they were hair in my mouth. They were little like pieces of paper that I would fold in half. I mean, they were big pieces of paper like this, maybe, and I'd fold in half. And there were a lot of acrylics, some oils, but you got the whoa, wow! It wasn't like it was, But for me, it was good. I mean, I was good the moment I was. I kind of always know like where I am. Same with like I say, making music, starting with that. I mean, it was taking a. Oh, what do we got? Maybe this. Oh shoot! Okay, come on, don't get too much there. There we go. It looks like people are walking together on that one. We have somebody walking the crosswalk. Which direction? Well, we got to have a little person right there, way over there, talking. Right here, man. Oh, maybe that's the crosswalk. Maybe that's Barney Fife. Uh, Anybody who's seen prior or ever heard? I mean, maybe I'm talking about it, but like I love the Andy Griffith Show. And if y'all don't know what that is, um, well, a lot of people don't. I mean, it was in like the '60s. It's an old show, but I just something about it right up my alley, man. Barney Fife and Andy Griffith. All right, we got that guy over there. I don't know what he's doing. Looks like he got a little big and bulky. Maybe he's walking with somebody too. There we go. Yeah, yeah. Bringing that light down. Here we go. We got to get some birds. Ooh, where do they want to be flying? Right there. Um, I think we should put one small one in there. All right, like I always say, I mean, you never know how anything's going to turn out. You really don't. Um, and I'm probably my biggest critique because, just like in anything, I'm my biggest critique on stuff where it's like, and for me, yeah, I mean, when I look at it, and the nice thing with this, it's a standard size. So honestly, the good thing with this is it's easy to get framed. I mean, that's the nice thing versus those homemade ones I make because, those are much tougher to get, you know, standard frames for, obviously, because they ain't standard. But these, I got to do one more thing. We're going to add a street sign right here. Hair. All right, all right. We need some green though for that street sign, so we're gonna scrape some there. Gonna give that a illusion of. Last but not least, it's gonna try to put, some of these people, like they've got, blue pants, white, something just to kind of. There we go. I think that's gonna work. We're gonna sign it. We're gonna sign it and figure out here. Boom, got a sign there. All right, and last but not this, we got to get that window up there. Looking good there. And that's a brick, little brick there, little brick there, little brick here, brick. All right, we got to add a dog, man. So forgive me, we got one more thing to do. We got to add a dog, so where do we want to add it? Where do we want to add it? Where do we want to add it? Shoot, baby. I'm gonna go right there. They're walking in the street. Why? I don't know. No traffic, man. I never put cars in. I'm just not a huge car person. There we go. Will that work? Will that work? I hope so. I think that dog. Yeah. We just gotta add a little bit of highlight to this dog. All right, let's get the leash on the dog. His back leg. Well, we'll turn it around, flip it up, show it to you guys. Obviously, I feel like a little, maybe longer than expected, but what do you expect, right? I mean, I don't know. I could always do one of those just real sloppy paintings. Like, well, not sloppy, but like real leash. There we go. One dog, lasso front paw up. And the last little thing I need a little bit of white. All right, let's flip it around and show you guys. Get the old critiques. Oh, we got to sign it, man. Come on. I appreciate it, man. Like I said, honestly, anybody who tunes in, I thank you. Even if you just give it a glimpse, appreciate it. You guys, I mean, really, I'll always say people won't know what it really means to me. It just means a lot, and I still think it'd be fun down the road once I get shoot. Um, and they'll bounce back once I get like finances right. I think it'd be fun to do like one of these or do it and then be like, hey, I'm going to take, some people who watched or comment or liked or whatever, I'm going to take you, draw it, as long as they live in the United States. Continental, and be like, I'm going to pick a name, boom, mail them a painting. Or like, man, I'll mail you the painting when it dries, or I'll mail you a painting. I think that would be fun. A lot of ideas I have is just, yeah, shipping's expensive though, man. So that's why I say I just got to wait till like this painting sell and I get my, man, ever since I got off Facebook. Oh well, like I said, YouTube is kind of the place for me. That's just It's good enough for me. I like all the, everything about it, people on there. There we go. We got the drain there. We got the birds up there. We signed it, I believe. There's that. Where's my last name? Oh, what's the last name? M-U-N-S. Oh, and we're doing N down there. All right. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It's just a few those things you see. Ooh, we got this blue that is. All right. Let's check it out. Drum roll. No drum roll. Oh, shoot, man. Bam! I mean, oh. Well, that's, shoot. I can't see it completely because I got some tape shanked up around it because, so it wouldn't fall over. Man, that's pretty. I'm trying to see this. I like this. So there we go, man. We'll try to get, you see the people in there? Yeah. Action, man, action. Well. I'd have to say it's been a fine, fulfilling, absolutely great day for me. Hopefully, anybody who's watching, anybody who does watch, has watched, appreciate it. Hopefully, you're going to having a wonderful weekend. Yeah, thanks for checking it out. I appreciate it again. Thank you guys. I could read comments this time, so that was fun this time. Appreciate the people tuning in, commenting, and making it absolutely fun experience. This is the best time I've had doing these paintings out of the fourth one. This has been the most fun. Fourth one, most fun. So, any questions, comments? It does. I'm going to put a picture of it. Man, that's pretty. I really like the colors. It takes me somewhere where, like, man, that's pretty. Where I want to be. So, I'm going to, yeah, hold on. There we go. See the real. I see, like, the people just, it always gives enough effect. Boom, boom, them over there, them over there. There's a little couple walking or people. And I love those yellow highlights just pop, pop. So that's how it did come out. Yeah. And I like those greens. And then, like, boom, there's that building that I put up there. That was the old hotel. It's old. So that's it. But all right, man. Ladies, gentlemen, anybody who did watch, adios. Again, appreciate it. Have a good one.